Hello and welcome to another Minute with Matt. I'm Matt with New Life Church, and I'm continuing the series of short Bible studies based on the book of Matthew. This will be a little bit different because there'll be two parts combined. We're starting with Matthew chapter 13, verses 1 through 9, and then we're going to continue. Then we're going to skip some verses and then continue. On the same day, Jesus went out of a house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes gathered together to him, so that he got into a boat and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places, where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up, because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. So this is a parable that Jesus spoke to the multitude, and so most people cannot. So the people didn't understand what he had to say. So the apostles asked him about it, and starting in verse 18. He explains it to the apostles. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who sowed seed by the wayside, who received seed by the wayside. But he who received seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy, yet he has no root in himself, but endures for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now he who received seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who received seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. I believe that this is one of the most important parables in the Bible when it comes to encouraging people to not be weary in well doing. See, as Christians, we're supposed to sow the seed, spread the word of God. And we don't always see great results. We don't. I wish it were different. I wish that this video would cause millions of people to be saved. But I know it won't. Because Jesus said it wouldn't, As we spread the word of God, not everyone is ready to hear it. No one comes to God except God draws him, and people have free will, and people choose what they're going to do about the Word of God. So the seed is good, but sometimes there are different circumstances why people won't have the results that we would hope. It talks about that. Someone doesn't understand it. And the wicked one snatched away what was sown in his heart. So sometimes as teachers, preachers, whatever, we can communicate something in a way that's harder to understand, or sometimes someone is just not really trying to understand what was said to them. Either way, the result is the same. The wicked one. And there is a wicked one. There is an enemy of our souls. The devil is real. And he doesn't want us to be saved or encouraged. He doesn't want the Word of God to grow in us. So he snatches it away. If you didn't understand something, it's easy for it to just be gone. Went right over my head. And therefore, whatever little I might have gotten from it is gone. I've heard that be a compliment to a speaker, that, wow, that guy was so smart, he was just way over my head. The point of getting up in front of a crowd and speaking is that the people you're speaking to understand you. If that isn't accomplished, you have failed. You have failed to communicate. That's he who receives seed by the wayside. But he who receives seed on stony places... Okay, this is an awful one, because there are some people who hear the word of God and immediately respond, excited. Looks like you've got... This is the most discouraging one, is they seem, at first, to be really on fire for God, and then... But they have no root in themselves and endure for only a while. Whenever tribulation, persecution, any kind of thing, immediately they stumble. That's something I've seen too many times. But Jesus said it would happen. We were not told to go therefore to all the world without being warned that this kind of thing is going to happen. We need to be encouraged and keep on sowing the seed. Now he who receives seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, cares this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. So this is a different thing. You know, they heard the gospel, they believe the gospel, but their cares of life. It wasn't persecution, it wasn't someone trying to stop them, but it was just, life is busy for most people. You got work or school or family or friends, all kinds of things demanding your time. And so you just let it happen. You're too busy to serve the Lord. Unfortunately, I also know people like that. Sometimes I can be like that. Then there's the ones that we're actually trying for, the good ground. And that's what we should all be striving to be, good ground. We can cultivate our own selves, our own hearts, our own lives, our own minds. To be good ground where the Word of God grows and we produce. We become what the Lord wants us to be, to serve the Lord all our lives, not just for a few days until the first sign of trouble. Not just, oh yeah, I believe, but I'm just too busy to do anything about it. Not, I don't understand, but we understand the Word. We prioritize it. We will stand up for it no matter what we have to face. That is what I want to be. That is what you should be. That's what you should want to be. And basically examine yourself. What kind of ground are you? What kind of ground is your heart? And if you find that you're not good ground, I've got good news for you. The Lord can change that. You just need to ask Him to. And you need to work at it. He'll help you. You do your part, He will more than do His part. I hope this has been an encouragement. Thanks for listening, and see you next time, and may God bless you.